Hi, we are here today in Philly on South Street, and behind these doors is my guest of the day, my catch. It's the Philly Magic Gardens. We're going to meet the artist who has taken 14 years and has taken beautiful mosaic pieces and developed this beautiful mural inside and out that represents all of his life's work. He's done 120 artistic murals in and about Philly, 3 of them alone on South Street, and we're going to get to meet the artist. So now I'm going to leave you with a quote from the artist Isaiah Zager, who we're going to meet and tour this beautiful facility. And the quote is, "Art should not be segregated in museums. It needs to live free among us." So let's go. So we are here at the Magic Gardens in Philly, and here is the master who has taken how long to make this?
About 15 years.
15 years, Isaiah Zager. Wonderful. This is magnificent.
Thank you.
You hear this all the time.
I hear it sometimes.
You hear it all the time. So you are an award-winning muralist.
Well, I would just call me a muralist, an art worker.
Okay. You're so modest.
Yeah.
You
Well,
are. That's
okay.
wonderful. Take us back to, let's say, the 90s when your inspiration came and you just started to do this. Tell me a little bit about...
Inspiration came early on when I was a little baby.
Mm-hmm.
A little baby sitting in my mother's lap by the ocean and watching the waves come over me, mm-hmm. and seeing the detritus falling onto the sand. And each time it fell onto the sand, it was very beautiful, and as it came onto the sand, it was also very magical. Mm. And that, I think, allowed me the privilege and the passion to place tiles on walls, on floors, on ceilings, and almost in disregard for the design aspect, just getting them on, mm-hmm. getting them on, getting them on, getting them on, like wave after wave after wave after wave.
This place almost closed if it wasn't for partial your efforts to keep this.
It was the efforts of the community, actually. The community wanted to see it stay. The community didn't want to see it destroyed. I owned 2 buildings, but I didn't own a lot that I was working on. And I kind of barricaded myself in. It was a strange way of working, but a lot of so-called outsiders work that way. They tend to forget that they don't have ownership, mm-hmm. and they just keep going and going. And I was lucky enough to be able to commandeer 2 properties because of the state of South Street at the time. Mm-hmm. But then South Street became an economic cow, and when it did, then I was threatened and told that I had to either get off the land or buy the property. And the property was much too costly for me to buy, and so the community came to my rescue. And Ballard Spar, Ingersoll, and Andrews, and I call the silent partner God, they all came to my rescue.
Wonderful.
And so we have now a nonprofit organization called Philadelphia's Magic Gardens.
Wonderful, wonderful. It is awesome. And what was the first area that you decided to do? Was it the inside versus the outside?
Well, first, when my wife and I moved to the South Street corridor, we moved to 402 South Street, and we started a business in folk art and crafts and jewelry and clothing, all material that we had collected in Peru while we were Peace Corps volunteers. And we moved as close to what was called the Theater of the Living Arts at the time, because we thought that we would get clients from there. And I began an odyssey, a process of embellishing the building that we lived in. And that building was 402 South Street. It became the Eyes Gallery. And I used the detritus of the street. I used the fact that there were so many abandoned warehouses that had all kinds of materials. So what started off as assemblage became more and more this mosaic technique that I now use all the time on all the walls. And I teach it also. I teach it once a month. And by teaching it, I accumulate more and more walls because I couldn't do it alone. I need workers, and I train the workers in a matter of a couple of hours, and they become very skilled at what they do, and we're able to make a mural in 2 days.
So now I am walking down one of the hallways, the mosaic hallways in the Philly Magic Gardens. And oh my goodness, this is magnificent. All the intricate pieces. And on this side, oh my goodness. Oh, look, and we are faced with these objects of reflection. He has all these little phrases on here. Forms are converse of meaning. It's just amazing. You have to see this. You have to come to the Philly Magic Gardens on 1020 South Street and witness this magnificent work by Isaiah. And right now we are standing, if you would look around, we are standing in your office, I assume, where everything starts up. Studio, office, and here is where it all begins. And I want you to show us, because it looks like you're in the middle of creating something. Show us what you got on the table. Tell us a little bit about it.
What I'm doing now is actually making a series of tiles that will go into a mural in Troy, New York.
Wonderful.
A stage that they are creating. They're actually pouring the concrete slab, maybe even today. Not a concrete slab, but a concrete wall. And I'm thinking about the process of what I will be saying in that mural. Although they will be making many tiles and getting ready for me, so it'll be a collaborative process. It's not only me, but the community that will work together to make a mural.
I have a question for you. The tile, this is how the tile looks prior to.
Right.
Okay. Do you prep the tile before?
No way do I prep it. It's a tile that was used as a floor tile, and it hasn't been glazed. So it's ready to receive an underglaze and a glaze over that.
And so this has the underglaze and the glaze.
That's right. Okay. This is ready.
See, I remember my art class.
You do?
I do. I was very good, not as talented as you. My forte was the pottery wheel. I did very well with that. Yeah.
You're doing very well with visual television. Right?
Thank you. I'm trying.
You got it. Yeah.
But so these are prepared. So now what?
These are prepared. They're drying, and when they're dry, then they'll go in the kiln. Although I'll turn them over and number them and letter them, so I will remember where each one goes. Otherwise, I would have a puzzle that would drive me nuts.
This is still part of the same piece?
Well, no, they're all going to be different parts of the mural. And they will probably go into another process, which will be put in cement and gotten ready to be bolted onto the wall. And then when these figures are bolted onto the wall, then I will draw around them. And then the group will take over. In other words, the group will follow my lines like a puzzle.
Wonderful. And this is the group that you've taught?
No, these are a group that I will teach. I will teach them when I get there. When I get there, I will explain my technique, I will teach them, and I will spend time with them, and they will be able to do murals after I leave. Not exactly like mine, but they will be able to do what they can do with the technology. It's a very simple technology that I'm imparting.
Wonderful. So you were born in Philadelphia.
I was born in Philadelphia, but I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. Actually, Till my third year, I was in Coney Island. I mean, that's where the beach scene comes. My mother loved to be very, very tan, so she brought me to the beach. And I was born in March 18th, 1939. Not a very good year, you know, not a very good year. The beginning of the Second World War. But I didn't know anything about that. All I knew is that I grew up with a lot of women around, and the men were all at work or at war.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing to have a lot of women.
It's a wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, so a lot of your artwork you started in Philly, but now I heard you say you're commissioned to do something in New York.
In Troy, New York. Well, I have the large majority of my mosaics are in Philadelphia, but there are projects that I've done in Virginia, in West Virginia, in Tucson, Arizona, in Texas, in Austin, Texas. I've done them in Phoenix, Arizona. I've moved around a little bit.
So
But mostly. There are
so how does
200 murals here.
I know. So how does someone commission you? Let's say I come from out of state and I see one of your pieces of artwork and I contact, let's say, this area, and I say, I want Isaiah to do something for me. How do you determine?
One thing that I would love is that the panels that I do that are in multiples and can be very, very large get out there in the world. Oh, I'm very interested in that. I have many, many, many of those, and they're actually glutting my studio. Not this studio, another studio that I have that I'm working on. So yes, I would love to get my portable pieces out there.
Wonderful.
And they're as big as my mural pieces, and that's the problem. They come in panels, so they have to be bolted to a wall. Well, not many people want to carry around something that's 50 pounds each panel. But if they want to commission me to do a project in their home somewhere, well, then I'm available. That's a possibility.
That's great. I'm going to keep that in mind. Yeah, I have an empty wall. I might want to commission you for empty. I know that's the best palette for an artist. What's behind here? Where's the kiln that you said? Is that it over there?
Yeah, my kiln is over.
Can you take us through there?
Sure.
Okay. And this is, I mean, you don't leave any stone unturned here.
Well,
You're
I like to work, so I'm busy always working. And if I don't have an outside wall, I have an inside wall. So this is my kiln.
Wow.
That's that.
And this is a kiln that's strictly for ceramic.
It's an electric kiln for ceramics. And I use it on a weekly basis. Yeah.
Out of everything you've done, what is the thing that comes to mind that is your most touches you right in your heart?
The garden.
I know.
Sure.
I want you to take us through the garden. But
Well, it's something that you have gone through,
right.
and others have gone through, and they keep more and more people keep coming to see it.
Right.
So that's very exciting.
Yes.
That keeps this nonprofit organization going.
And what a beautiful day. When you have a beautiful day to go in that garden, all the colors illuminate and you see everything that I'm sure you wanted everyone to see.
You know, I don't know exactly what they see. I know what I see and what excites me, but I see that children from very early age till old people, they all seem to find something that they groove on, that that touches them, and that excites them. Sometimes it's the flash of color that they feel from the mirrors when they are very young, and I guess sometimes it's the thoughts that are going on in the words, and many times it's just the bigness of the whole thing. You know, that it is outside of the realm of the normal.
Speaking of outside of the normal and the everyday, what do you have going on, let's say, in the next couple of months that you can tell the people, like, this is what's going on here, come and view it?
Well, they're doing very soon Twilight at the Garden, and that's next Friday. The nighttime is very different than the daytime in the garden. The nighttime has artificial lights, and the artificial lights do something very romantic and very special to the garden. So they're doing that.
Wasn't that magnificent? So, what is your name?
I'm Sari. I'm Irene.
And what group are you from?
Portability,
And where are you from?
Ohio.
Oh my goodness, from Ohio. What do you think of the Magic Gardens in Philly?
It's awesome. It's awesome.
What was your favorite part?
I don't know.
How about you?
The whole thing.
Okay, wonderful. So enjoy yourself, okay? You take care, girls.
There's a show on right now of 3 people, myself included, Peter Kinney, Jeff Waring, and myself, who have all done landscapes. In fact, I have 2 of the landscapes up here that didn't get into the show that I did.
Oh, I saw these. These are beautiful. What are they on? Canvas? Canvas.
During the 1970s, I spent a lot of time every summer on what I called the painting board. And I painted 8-foot by 8-foot paintings, 1 a week sometimes in a field. I thought of myself as a meadow painter. And I didn't continue that after the 80s. It was just something that we didn't do because we started traveling to Mexico every summer. And so I didn't spend the time on the painting board.
This is watercolor?
This is on it. At the time, there were artists who were using raw canvas as a base rather than priming the canvas, and I was very influenced by that, and I painted. I love to paint on raw canvas, and you notice that there are all these little dots and dashes that represent leaves or represent movement of energy or grass, and that became the tile work.
Wonderful.
That became the tile work.
What do you
These
call
little,
this? Do you have a name for this? Did you name it?
No, I have no name for
No
it.
name? No name?
No
painting?
name. But my idea was that I was drawing from the center of the world and drawing what was around me, and or drawing from the periphery, like on the side of a lake, and watching what was in that lake. So I called them imploding and exploding landscapes.
How long did this take you to do?
I guess about a week. Yeah.
Wow. From beginning to end, 1 week.
Yes, but I spent a lot of time on that board. You know, I would sometimes eat my breakfast on it. I would do.
Yeah, I think I see Cheerios.
Yeah, you can. You might see.
I see a Cheerio right
blue,
there.
Yeah, with blueberries and milk. Right.
There you go. There's the swirling of the blueberries.
You got it.
Yeah,
you
this
got
is beautiful. I want to see the other one too. It's a little different. This one's bolder.
Well,
This one has bolder and more solid colors versus that one as being.
It has a lot of raindrops in it. It's raining and and there's water and there's mountains and there's sky. This was done in Nova Scotia.
I was just going to say, where were you when
yeah,
this
actually,
was
both
done?
of these were done in Nova Scotia. And I had a 3-year-old son at the time, and the board was, of course, on the ground, and I painted like a Jackson Pollock on the ground. But my son used to love to use this as a race course. He would, on all fours, he would race around these paintings, and he would hardly ever fall off the board. But if he fell off the board, he only went a few inches, you know.
Oh my goodness! And nowadays they use that as a material. They have that material thing that kids use to.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not as beautiful as this. This is stunning. I would be afraid to do that. He didn't even know. He just was like, "I'm hopping on." But I want to take a look at this in the back. This is magnificent. And today is not, it's sunny, but it's not as sunny as it could be. This must be magnificent when the sun comes in. Tell me about this.
Well, my windows started to smoke up, and so they became very ugly. And I met a man named Ricky Boscarino who has done an environment akin to my own. And he was doing stained glass windows, and I asked him his technique because it looked like there was no leading. And indeed, there was no leading. He used Elmer's glue to put on on a piece of glass. He used Elmer's glue, and then he grouted. So I did the same. And so the windows were in place, and they were all smoked up, and I could then change that whole quality of them by using thin pieces of stained glass and clear glass, and you can see that it's and Elmer's glue is what it was put on with, and then it was grouted.
Isaiah, this is a beautiful place. It's magnificent. It's unique. You know all this already. It's Philly Magic Gardens.
Yeah, and this is the website.
Okay.
www.phillymagicgardens.org.
Yes, and visit the website, find out events that are going on, learn about Isaiah, look at some of this beautiful artwork, which I'm sure you will have to come and see it. It will not show you the beauty of some of this. I got to go in his studio. You might not. So thank you, Isaiah, for joining us, and you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Okay. Isaiah was in his bottle mode, I think. Bottle and dish mode. Wow. This is amazing. Bicycle towers. This basically is taking everyday things, putting them all together, and making it artwork. This is truly what somebody else's junk is somebody else's treasure. It truly is. It's magnificent. Look at this. Wow. Look at this. Look up here. This is like a wonderful place to actually get married. Could you imagine a bride coming out of here in her wedding dress among all this beautiful artwork? This is really, really wonderful. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour of the outside of the Philly Magic Gardens. And if you want to see more and see some of the other cubicles and cubby holes, then come on down to South Street. Thank you.